Good evening. I'd like to call the December 20th, 2021 North Augusta City Council meeting to order. It is great to see so many people, the media here. It's awesome. In place of our invocation prior to the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm going to continue a tradition of the previous mayors of reading the Christmas story. And I'm going to read it from the Holy Bible, the King James Version. And if you don't know, council may not know, this Bible was actually given to the city in 1963 by Vernon Maddox, who was our mayor then. So, this comes from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, verse 1 through 21. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Quirinius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished, and she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. And it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, Let us now go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Lord hath made known unto us. And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph and the babe lying in a manger. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying which was told them concerning this child. And all they that heard it wondered at those things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen as were told unto them. And when 8 days were accomplished for the circumcision of the child, his name was called Jesus, which was so named of the angel before he was conceived in the womb. This ends the reading of Luke. And if you'd please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll move to item 3, which is a roll call. Starting from my left, if you will give your name for the record.
Eric Presnell.
David McGee.
Pat Carpenter.
Britton Williams.
Bob Brooks.
Jennifer McCauley.
Kevin Toole.
Okay, item 4, approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections, deletions, or additions to the regular city council meeting minutes of December the 6th, 2021, or the study session minutes of December 13th, 2021? Hearing none, if not, they stand as distributed. Thank you. Item 5 and 6, this is the fun part about being mayor. I'm excited about this. Item 5, Proclamation, Good Samaritan Recognition. I spoke to Allison Shellstrom last week, and we both happen to know several of the same people in Augusta. It's a small world. And it was evident to me in speaking with Allison that she is a humble person. But what she did to help our lieutenant on December the 9th was courageous. And Allison, we thank you. I would like to ask Allison if you would come down front and Chief Thomas to come around. I'm going to let Chief Thomas say a few words before I'm going to read a proclamation to Allison, and then we're going to ask the shift officers who worked the incident that night if they would come up afterwards and get a picture with Allison. So, Allison, come on down. I've only been doing this for 7 months. You'd think I know where the microphone works. Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Allison, I'd like for you to bring your granddaughter up here, too. Is her name Allison, too? Ansley. Well, Ansley was a participant in this as well, so we can come up here and talk a little bit about 11 days ago, if you haven't heard by now, you probably have, the chaos that we had downtown in the shooting. And today we are glad to say that all our officers are fine and doing very well. You can see that by Mr. Fittery, who's sitting over here. He was the officer that was struck, and we're glad to have him with us tonight, along with the whole shift that was involved in that incident. But there's one person that stands out, two people really, because these people did an awesome job on Thursday night, 11 nights ago. And so I just want to, I know I've talked to her on the phone several times and told her, and I wanted to publicly thank Allison and her granddaughter for picking up Aaron and taking him to the hospital and rendering aid. And it's just an awesome thing for Allison to do that and her granddaughter. And this just goes to show you what great people we have in North Augusta. Thank you, Allison. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you, man. Allison, I'm going to read this to you. This is a proclamation. Says, whereas on Thursday, December the 9th, 2021, the City of North Augusta public safety officers were pursuing a possible suspect when an emergency situation began in the middle of the street in downtown North Augusta. And whereas our brave officers of the North Augusta Public Safety Department were attempting to apprehend the suspect while ensuring the safety of the public, and whereas a public safety lieutenant was injured by gunfire, and whereas when Allison Shellstrom saw the officer, she volunteered to drive him to a local hospital to ensure he received immediate medical attention and care, and whereas the City of North Augusta is blessed to have such a thoughtful, caring, and compassionate citizen who was not afraid to come to the lieutenant's aid. Now, therefore, I, Britton S. Williams, on behalf of the citizens of the City of North Augusta, with sincere and heartfelt gratitude, do hereby recognize and honor Allison Hudson Shellstrom and call upon our citizens of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina, to express their appreciation to Ms. Shellstrom for her selfless act of compassion. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina, to be affixed this 20th day of December, 2021. Allison, thank you for so much. Awesome. Let's give her a round of applause. Good to see you, young lady. All right. Item number 6, community promotion. I'm so excited about this next item, and before I get to the writing part, I do want to thank all the students in 1st and 4th grades of Belvedere, Hammond Hill, Mossy Creek, and North Augusta Elementary School, as well as Victory Christian and Lad and Lassie Christian Montessori, who participated in the drawing and coloring contest, where they had to tell what superpower does the mayor need. The winners are on the lobby on the several large boards, so hopefully you saw them when you came in, but if not, on your way down, when you come off the elevator, they're right in front of you. If you would take a few minutes to stop and read them, they are really good. I was very impressed. Now for the writing contest. That was for 5th through 12th grade. This idea was something our city council supported, and I thank them for continuing to look for ways that we can communicate better with our citizens, no matter the age. This is about giving our youth a voice, letting them know that good things do happen in local government, regardless of what they hear on the news about our federal government, and hopefully to motivate them to want to get involved in the community. I was very surprised by the themes around social issues that were pretty consistent throughout all the essays. Not surprised in a bad way, but I really did not know what to expect. One theme that was evident to me in these writings was that we have a younger generation that is very concerned about the environment. They see the issues of litter in our community, the need to protect our natural resources, and the importance of being good stewards of nature. I hope these students will be willing to work with us as we address this issue of litter and protecting our green spaces in North Augusta. As a reminder, we have a total of 14 winners, 1 per grade at each school. That includes Our Lady of Peace and Victory Christian. I read each of the essays myself without knowing the names of the students and chose the winner. We have copied the winning essays, and everyone on City Council has been able to read them this week, and they also were thoroughly impressed. I will come around in just a minute and call each student up. We will give each of them a folder that has a certificate, their essay with comments from me written on it, a blue ribbon, and a lapel pin of the City of North Augusta. I do want to give a big thank you to Sharon Lamar, our city clerk. Sharon did, trust me, yeoman work putting this all together. She gave me guidance, did the legwork, getting everything to the schools, picking them up from the schools, and preparing everything for tonight. She went literally above the call of duty. She is an amazing teammate, and Sharon, thank you very much. Last thing is we will take a group picture at the very end, so with everybody up here. And afterwards, you're more than welcome to stay. We do have a fairly long meeting, but you're more than welcome to leave as well, too. So at this point, we're going to do some recognition. All right. Hello. From Belvedere Elementary School, Miss McKenna Hunsaker. And I'll ask McKenna to come on up. Now, I'll tell you about McKenna. What struck me about her essay, how you doing? Good to see you, is McKenna said we need to do a good job as mayor. We ought to be listening to citizens' concerns and complaints. And I agree completely. As a matter of fact, this year we started something called the Public Power Hour. And we allow citizens to come in front of council and complain, share concerns, whatever it is. So you're already thinking like a mayor and you're only in 5th grade. So congratulations, McKenna. I really love that idea. And there's your certificate, and your essays in there, and there's your ribbon as well. So McKenna, thank you very much. Good to see you. All right, McKenna, up here. Oh, yes, stand up here, McKenna, come on. Stay right here. We're going to get everybody up there. Sorry about that. Thank you. Okay, from Hammond Hill Elementary, 5th grade, Miss Rayner Bear. Come on up, Rayner. How are you? Now, what struck me about Rayner is she, which I love this, she says, we need to organize volunteers and teams throughout the city for litter pickup. And I could not agree more, okay? I love that idea, and that's actually something I think we can coordinate, okay? So I'm going to need your help on that, all right? So really love that idea, Raina. Thank you for that. Here's your folder, and thank you and congratulations. Good to see you. All right. Here we go next. All right. Cyrus Howard, 5th grade from North Augusta Elementary School. Cyrus, I said Cyrus. I was just testing him. Cyrus, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. All right. get my card here, Cyrus, because, okay. Now this blew my mind. Now, Cyrus, out of all of the students, he's the only one that said that we need to look into electric charging stations, right? For electric cars. Now, Cyrus, I'm going to tell you why you were right on track. I met with the South Carolina Secretary of Commerce last week, and one of the conversations we had were about electric charging stations. We don't have any of them in North Augusta, but that is definitely a trend that we've got to look into, and we're going to talk about it. We've got to come up with money and how that works, but you are right on the cutting edge of what this city needs, because in the future, that's going to be very important. So I'm very impressed by that, Cyrus. Congratulations, buddy. There you go. Let's give him a round of applause. Got my cards all messed up. All right. Marianne Fleury, Paul Knox Middle School, 6th grade. Where's Marianne? She here? Come on up, young lady. Marianne loves drama and theater. She thinks we need to look at improving that in the community. I agree completely. And it's not just stuff we do at the schools. We need to have it in this community. And I love that idea. As a matter of fact, a good friend of all of ours on council is a guy named Ryan Abel. And Ryan, I know, does some things with children as far as with theater. But there is there's passionate people in this community that believe in that. So I think it's a great idea. We need to look into it. We just need to find the right groups that can help us with that. But I think that's a great idea. So thank you very much. There you go. All right, Miss Emma Sherman, 7th grade from Paul Knox. Come on down. How are you? Emma's another one that's very concerned about litter, specifically trash pickup, and knows it's important to have volunteers clean up, and I really like that about her. She talked a whole paragraph about that, so I'm very impressed with that. It is something we need to address, and we're going to, Emma, so thank you very much for thinking that way, okay? Appreciate it. There you go. Let's give a round of applause. All right, Amber Thomason, 8th grade from Paul Knox Middle School. Come on, Amber. Now, Amber, you also have a lot of concern about trash. But what Amber said that I really liked is she said, we don't have enough trash cans. And if you know anything about me, I'm with you about trash cans. And we're in the process. You know, we have no trash cans in downtown North Augusta. Guess what? And by the first quarter next year, we're going to have 8 of them, okay? So, hey, you're on the cutting edge, Amber. I love it, okay. So, anyway, but that is important. So, Amber, thank you very much. You're thinking the right way, and congratulations. There you go. All right, how about Miss Natalie Ferguson from Victory Christian School, 7th grade? Come on down, Natalie. How are you? All right. Now, Natalie, and there are several of them that really talked about something to my heart, and that is the Greenway. And Natalie says we need to expand the Greenway. You are right on track, young lady. You're right on track. And we are looking at doing that a couple ways to continue to, part of that is bringing the Greenway up Bluff Avenue. And also, we want to eventually connect into downtown. So connecting the Greenway is a big deal, and you are right on track, and I love that you were thinking that way. So congratulations, okay? Thank you, Natalie. Megan Arnold, come on down, 9th grade, North Augusta High School. How you doing? Now, Megan... she even went farther. She talked not just about expanding the Greenway, but we need to improve the biking system. And what I loved about Megan is she really thought it out. She said, not only do we need to expand the Greenway beyond Ally 20 and further, but she talked about we also need to bring it into downtown. I didn't prompt her to do that. She did that on her own. But anyway, she is right on track. She actually had a number of other points that she brought were very good, but really loved the idea about the Greenway and knowing that it's a vital part of biking and recreational. So thank you very much, Megan. Those are great ideas, so really appreciate it. All right, Gage Runyon, 10th grade. Come on now, boy. Now, this guy is outgoing. So, Gage, come on up here. So, I get an email from Gage after we first put this out there, and he goes, Mayor Williams, I'm not sure if, you're going to even want to read but no matter what, I want to sit down and talk to you after the contest. And I said, Gage, all right. I said, I will, okay. And, but he nailed it. I'll tell you, it was quite an essay. Very impressed by you. You're right. A couple things. One of the things he talked about is we need a skateboard park. And what's really interesting, Gage, is council. We talked about this last study session. He talked about we need more community events like the Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee in colonial times. Those things, I agree. And I love this. He says we need community gardens. And you are right about that. As a matter of fact, number of folks that we've talked to about how cool, Asheville has community gardens there downtown. That is something doable. We need to look into doing that. I love that. And the other thing he said, we need to have more events on the river. So, Gage, you're going to get your wish come probably May or June of next year. We're going to have our first ever river event. Okay, so it's going to be awesome. But anyway, Gage, good stuff. I'll still be glad to talk to you afterwards. We can talk further, okay? He's excited about that. But anyway, thank you, Gage. Good stuff. Yeah, man. Kinder, all right. Kinder Alexander, 11th grade, North Augusta High School. How are you, Kinder? Good to see you. Okay, Kinder also, a couple things I like, expand the Greenway. She also wants to have more events on the river. I like that thinking. But what I thought was interesting was she's the only one that brought this up. Third Thursday is an event we have. We don't have it, the city doesn't do it, but we have a nonprofit does. But every third Thursday there's a theme. And what Kinder's comment was, she goes, we need to have festivals on a quarterly or periodic basis that have a theme. And I like that idea. Okay, so I think with the Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee could be a fall theme. I think this river event is going to have a theme. So I think that's something we need to work on, but I really like that idea. So very good, Kinder. Thank you so much. Okay, let's give a round of applause. Okay. Now I'm going to ask Miss Leah Murphy, 12th grade. Come on up. Now, Leah, Leah, I'll tell you, your idea of being the 12th grade, the oldest, okay, wisdom with age, right, okay. I want to just read a part of Leah's because I was very, very impressed. And I will say this was close with another person, okay, but you need to push it. So here's we're going to read the last two paragraphs, her idea. If I were the mayor, I would meet with the administration of each elementary school, middle school, and high school in North Augusta once a month to stay up to date with the positive things their students are doing in the classroom in their communities. I would choose 3 students from elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools to be recognized for their achievements at the monthly city council meeting. At each city council meeting, I would invite the students and their families to come, and each student would be recognized in front of family and community members. I believe that if students knew they could be recognized, for outstanding things they do, they would be more likely to get involved in their schools and communities. This would also allow community members to get to know the children in North Augusta and encourage them to do more in their communities. I have friends that have been given proclamation by these cities in Myrtle Beach and Lexington for doing some of the same things I've done in the past year. If students were given the opportunity to be recognized for their accomplishments and contributions in their academics and community, North Augusta would become a better, more encouraging city. North Augusta is a wonderful city filled with students who have bright futures ahead of them. I'm proud to be a part of this community. I think you have hit on something, and I will tell you what each of you folks have done in this contest has shown that. And I just thank you so very much for that. And let's give them all a round of applause because they're all winners. And I think we're going to have somebody take a picture. Oh, yes, let me do this. We have 4 folks. I will recognize their names. that were not able to be here. Natalie Bodkin represented 5th grade at Mossy Creek. Brianna Rich, North Augusta Middle School, 6th grade. And then Aaliyah Sabo, 7th grade at Our Lady of Peace. And we'll be getting their information to them. So, thank you. So, if y'all want to, that's how we need to do it. I think so, yeah. I'm going to wait till they kind of get out. Number 12, okay.
Mayor,
Yes,
I just
ma'am.
overheard Cammie make a really good point. It's Christmas break, and they came on their Christmas break to come tonight. Extra credit.
Everlasting award. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll move forward to item 7, unfinished business. Ordinance number 2021-22, amending Chapter 14, Article 5, Division 3 of the City Code of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina. Do we have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading? All right, Ms. Carpenter.
Second.
Mr. Brooks. Anything you'd like to share on this, Ms. Moody?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Any citizen comments? Any council discussion? All right. Then I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Okay. Item 8, ordinance number 2021-23. The property owners have requested we remove this from the agenda tonight. I move we table ordinance 2021-23. Do I have a second? There's no discussion. Do I have a second? Okay, Ms. McCauley, all in favor? That's unanimous. It's tabled. Thank you. Okay, item 9, ordinance number 2021-25, to amend the zoning map of the City of North Augusta, South Carolina by rezoning plus or minus 1.63 acres of land owned by the Second Providence Baptist Church, Aiken County, tax parcel numbers 006-20, 006-003, 004, 005, and 006 from R10 medium lot single family residential to GC general commercial. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading?
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Toole.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. McGee, thank you. Anything you need to share on this, Ms. Moody?
No, sir.
Okay, any citizen comments? Okay, any council discussion? Hearing none, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you. Item 10, ordinance number 2021-24, to authorize the purchase and financing of radios for the Department of Public Safety. Do you have a motion to approve this ordinance on second reading?
So moved.
Mr. Presnell. Second was Ms. McCauley. Anything you'd like to share about this, Ms. Moody's?
The only thing I'd like to add is that we did receive confirmation that the county approved the intergovernmental agreement on December 15th.
Good.
To formalize this agreement, and we have signed and returned it to them.
Great. So once we do our part here, then we're good to go.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Any citizen comments? Any council discussion? Hearing none, I ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you. All right, as we look at now new business, item 11, public safety resolution number 2021-47. This is a resolution approving financing terms for the financing of public safety radios. Do you have a motion to approve this resolution? Ms. McCauley, second. Ms. Carpenter. What would you like to share about this, Ms. Moody?
In order to make the purchase of the radios that are in excess of $900,000, we will be structuring a lease purchase. We will provide a large lump sum as a down payment, and we'll be financing over a period of 5 years, just over $600,000 for the radios. We went out for bid and we received a very competitive rate of 1.51% from Truist Bank.
Fantastic. All right, good. Very good. Any citizen comments? All right, any council discussion?
I was just going to ask, when do we think that we'd actually have these? When would they come in play?
Good question.
Mr. McGee, the order will be placed tomorrow with Motorola. So we anticipate those to arrive probably February. So we'll have everything logistically worked out as far as programming and getting them in the right hands and training. So probably by the end of March, we'll be up and running.
Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, we'll take a vote. All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. Okay, item 12, finance resolution number 2021-49, a resolution authorizing funding allocation recommendations of the accommodation, public safety number 12, resolution number 2021-48, a resolution authorizing an asbestos abatement services contract for the city-owned property at 1208 George Avenue, site a new public safety headquarters. Councilman David McGee will be recusing himself. He can stay up there. You're good? Okay. Anything you'd like to share about this, Ms. Moody?
Yes, sir. Before we can move forward with the construction of our new public safety headquarters, we do need to remove the brick former motel from that site. It was determined that there is asbestos in part of that building. So prior to demolition, we will contract out for the asbestos abatement. Demolition to occur afterwards will be done by city staff. It's approximately $10,177 for the abatement.
I guess for everything Ms. Moody to say the be true, we probably need to get a first and second on this resolution. So do you have a first? So Mr. Toole? Okay, how about a second? Mrs. McCauley? It's all fine now.
Okay, thank you.
Any citizen comments? Any council discussion? And we do hope, right, begin this 1st of January, and then our own crews will be able to take the building down. So we want to move. We can move this pretty quick, can't we?
Yes, that's correct.
That's awesome. All right, great. Okay, hearing no council discussion, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? All right, that's unanimous. 6-1 recused. Okay, now we're at item 13, resolution number 2021-49. A resolution authorizing funding allocation recommendations of the Accommodations Tax Advisory Committee for the disbursement of revenues from the accommodation tax year 2020 to 2021. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So move.
Mr. Brooks? Ms. Carpenter? Anything you'd like to share about this, Ms. Moody?
Yes, sir. We received 10 initial applications, 8 full applications for grant funding from the accommodations tax. And as you all know, these funds have to be used for marketing and promotion of our city and events within our city. The committee reviewed all applications and made the funding recommendations that you have in front of you. Everyone who submitted a full application did receive funding to a certain extent, although, as you can see, not everybody received 100% of the funding that they requested.
Great. Okay. Any citizen comments? Okay. Any council discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll take a vote. All in favor? That is unanimous. Item 14, City Property Ordinance Number 2021-26 to convey a portion of tax parcel 005-13-06-004 to the Wandel Woodlands Property Owners Association. Do I have a motion to approve this ordinance on first reading?
So moved.
All right, Mr. Toole. Second, Mr. Brooks. What would you like to share about this, Ms. Moody?
In 2007, Wando Woodlands conveyed property to the city to be utilized as common space to include a detention pond. The Homeowners Association has since shared and desire to use part of that space for recreation space. As such, the city needs to convey 0.17 acres back to the Homeowners Association so that they can build upon and utilize the space as necessary. The location they've chosen is adjacent to a path that the city can use to access the detention pond, so the city's property won't be impeded at all, and they can use this space for recreational purposes. This is something we've been working on for a few months, and I know they're definitely looking forward to doing more with their recreation space in their neighborhood.
It's a win-win.
Yes, absolutely.
That's great. All right, any citizen comments? All right, any council discussion? Hearing none, I ask for a vote. All in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Okay, item 15 is the City of North Augusta City Council meeting schedule notice January 2022 through December of 2022. I'm just going to ask for approval from council. All in favor? That is unanimous. Thank you. Item 16 is Economic Development Resolution Number 2021-50, a resolution to enter into a memorandum of agreement for participating in Main Street, South Carolina. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution? Ms. McCauley first, a second.
Second.
Mr. Brooks, thank you. Anything you'd like to share about this, Ms. Moody?
Yes, Mayor. Since 2019, North Augusta Forward, through their board and staff, have operated the North Augusta Main Street program in partnership with the city. They've been going through a 3-year training process, and beginning in January 22, they will become a classic member, a full-fledged member, not in training anymore. And as a best practice, Main Street, South Carolina has put together a memorandum of agreement that is a multi-party agreement, which would include the city, the board of North Augusta Forward, their staff, and Main Street, South Carolina. And it just outlines the expectations of all of the parties involved. We think it's a good agreement to have. I know that I can only imagine that North Augusta Forward would as well, because it helps to clarify roles and expectations. This is a new agreement. The city hasn't had this type of agreement with the local Main Street program previously, and this is something that all of the local Main Street programs will have across the state in their particular areas.
Great, thank you. Any citizen comments? Okay, any council discussion?
Yeah, one quick, I'm sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
because I wasn't here last week when you discussed it, but does the city council have nothing, I read somewhere that like no council member was on their board or anything like that. So, I mean, does it,
Separate.
will they have all the say on everything,
Will they have what?
all the say on everything that?
No.
Okay.
So you want to, go ahead.
Sure. To your first point, the agreement references that city council can't serve in its entirety as the board. So if North Augusta Forward were to have a council person on the board, that is certainly acceptable. It's just that you all as a full body can't also be. So to clarify that, no, this agreement does not say that North Augusta Forward Board or whatever board, is chosen for the Main Street program has all the say. The city still has a say in its respective area, but it just delineates the areas where the board is responsible versus where the city is responsible versus where Main Street, South Carolina is responsible as well when it comes to guidance, education.
Right, but I just want to be sure, as an elected official, we are held accountable to the citizens, where these appointed boards are not held accountable like we are. So I just want to be sure all that will be clear. That
Yeah, each side has responsibility.
okay, all right.
Very good. Any other questions from council? Here none, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you. Okay. Item 17, Engineering Public Works, Resolution Number 2021-51, authorizing additional funding for engineering services for the downtown Greenway Bluff Avenue streetscapes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Ms. McCauley, a second? Mr. Brooks, anything we'd like to share on this, Ms. Moody?
Yes, Mayor, earlier this year, it may have been late last year by the date of the resolution, Engineering Public Works has undergone the first phase, I should say, of the downtown Greenway connector, also known as the Bluff Avenue streetscape. As we have been working with our contract engineer on this project, you all have provided guidance to us that you would like to see the utilities undergrounded. As a result of that, it is slightly adjusting the cost for the engineering services on this project. What we have in front of you is a resolution to increase our not to exceed amount by $25,000. Previously, you had authorized up to $150,000, so we're requesting $175,000. This comes from the Sales Tax 3 fund, and this allows us to fully prepare the electrical component, Phase 1 of the Bluff Avenue streetscape.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Any citizen comments? How about council discussion? Any council discussion? All right, here none, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you. All right, zipping along here. Item 18, Finance, Resolution Number 2021-52, authorizing funding for the Main Street program to North Augusta forward. Do you have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Mr. Brooks, second.
Second.
Mr. Presnell, thank you. And bring us up to speed on this, Ms. Moody, please.
Sure. As you all know, on council, as we get to the end of the calendar year, which is also our budget year, any unspent funds are considered surplus funds, and those funds from the general fund roll into our capital projects fund. And no matter what they were designated for in the budget, they just go directly into the capital projects fund unless you all specifically designate. So what happens from time to time are we have projects that funds don't get spent at all within one calendar year, but we know that they need to continue to be dedicated towards a specific project. So what we have in front of us is a request for you all to approve the designation of $6,000 that was apportioned for in our community promotions budget this year as a grant to North Augusta Forward to further their downtown amenities project. They were unable to spend it during the 21 fiscal year, and as the funds roll over into the capital projects fund, if you all would approve those being designated for the same use in the future, the $6,000 will match the $25,000 that you all have already authorized, bringing the total for downtown amenities to $31,000.
Great, thank you. Any citizen comments? How about council discussion? Here none, I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? And that is unanimous. Thank you. Item 19, Resolution Number 2021-53, resolution to authorize the city administrator to execute a document or documents consenting to an assignment of rights related to the stadium license agreement. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Mr. Presnell, thank you. And what would you like to share on this, Ms. Moody?
Yes, sir. As you all are aware of and has been reported, Green Jackets Baseball is being sold to a company called Diamond Baseball Holdings. In conjunction with the sale of this team, there are a number of agreements that need to also be transferred along with the team. One in particular is the stadium license agreement. So this consent resolution allows the city to enter into an agreement with Green Jackets Baseball that basically says everything that was assigned to Green Jackets within the previous stadium license agreements, and I do believe that there's a couple others referenced in there, will transfer to the new owner. Otherwise, there's no significant change.
All right, great. Okay, thank you. Any citizen comments? Okay, how about council discussion?
And that is okay with the new owners?
Yeah, it has to be.
Yes, ma'am. This has been negotiated and everything has to be agreed upon prior to the sale of the team, so these are required for closing.
All right, then I'll ask for a vote. All in favor? All right, that's unanimous. Thank you. Okay, administrative reports.
I just have a couple things. The first thing I just wanted to acknowledge and show appreciation for our IT staff who's worked really hard to get not only the audio up and going for us, but also the visual, the new projector and our screens at our desks and our dais. It's much improved. And then just for some city business, city offices will be closed for the Christmas holiday this Friday, December 24th, and Monday, December 27th. And New Year's Day is observed on Friday, December 31st, so city offices will also be closed. Our next council meeting will be Monday, January 3rd.
All right, thank you. At this time, this is the time where citizens may speak to mayor and council regarding any matters not listed on the agenda. If you do have something you'd like to share with us, this is the time for you to come forward. We ask you to give your name and address for the record. Okay. Before I get to the final thing with the council, I just want to put in the record that council has received the draft of the 2021 Comprehensive Plan Update and the recommendations by the Planning Commission. We will schedule a public hearing on this the first quarter of next year. So I just want to get that into the record. We have accepted that draft, received that draft and the recommendation. At this point, you know, one of the things that at my family we always do at Christmas time before we say a blessing and kind of dive into the turkey and everything is we'll go around the table and everybody will share something, a blessing that they've had this year in their life or blessings. And I just thought it might be with us 5 days to Christmas and nearing the end of the year, and this will be our last meeting. I just thought it might be nice if we could go around my council and just, if you care, I'll start with Eric, if you'd like to share any blessings that you've had in your life that you'd like to share, and we'll just go around.
Okay. Well, you know, I thought about that when you had texted us earlier, and I'm like, you know, I don't know if it's necessarily a blessing for me, but, you know, when, you know, I'm married to an ER nurse, and I have had to learn to understand that she can't be there on Christmas all the time. You know, she's got to work. And that made me think, Chief, all of your officers, you know, even the people at the Circle K, the EMTs, the nurses, the firefighters, the public safety officers, you know, people that have to work on those holidays. It made me grateful and really thankful that we have people willing to do those things. With everything that's gone on in the last few weeks, you know, it's made me appreciate my city that much more. And it's not just, you know, it's all of our employees. James's department, our trash is always picked up. The water's always on. If there's a problem, they're always there. Our public safety officers, Carl, what you and Rick do in the, you know, community for, you know, the sports and rec program, you know, I'm very thankful for it. There's not many places like this city, and it's the people in this city that make it great. You know, no matter where I go, I run into somebody, and it just makes me very thankful for the people and the services that we have in this community, and I feel very blessed to be a part of that.
Well said. Thank you. Mr. McGee?
Well, this is going to be tough. I feel sorry for Kevin over there. Ditto. You know, I thought about it earlier, and, you know, like I said, I don't know if these are blessings, but I'm thankful and grateful for the community we have, the sense of community that people create, and that's not seen everywhere else. I think that's a big thing for North Augusta. You know, in our citizenship, we have a good citizenship that is active. I'd like to see them more active, but we're fairly good with our citizenship, is how we have participation within the community. And I'd just say, you know, thank you to all the staff that works for us and all the employees of the city that help the city run well. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you. Ms. Pat?
Well, I was like David. I was thinking all day, but every day is a blessing in my life. And I just thank God I serve a living God that allows people to be in my life every day that bring a blessing upon my life. And from Park and Recreation, and like I said, my son was just a few feet of that shootout last week. And like I said, and then I had been blessed to deal with some children this Christmas, and I wake up and I tell God, Pat's bit off more than she can chew. And, of course, he always comes through for me, so protecting my family. But every morning in my life, first thing I say is thank you, God, that I'm alive and well, that my family's here, and I love this city of North Augusta. Thank you.
Well said. Mr. Brooks?
Well, this is this is a personal.
We got to get him a better mic. You're good there. We can hear from there.
I'll back up. Yeah. My wife suffered with COVID-19 for 7 months. And it was such a completely different way of managing things for her. She was released from the hospital, and 10 days later I had to take her back. Seven days later she came home and started getting better and better. Numerous doctors were on our agenda. Seems like every day we had a doctor's appointment or two. But I can tell you, we kept our faith. We did not blame anybody. We prayed to God for His wisdom, for His guidance. And when her last doctor's appointment was with her pulmonologist in August, she told her, Miss Brooks, for somebody who almost died, your lungs are completely healed.
It's a miracle.
That is a miracle. And we praise God for that. But I also want to say thanks to Mayor and Council for your wisdom, for your guidance, and for working together. Thank you, Mayor, for all you've done, and our counselor. Thank you, Kelly. We appreciate you. And for our city staff, we have some of the best people around. I go to Lexington quite a bit. Excuse me. Our grandboys live there with our daughter and her husband. And of course, having been in recreation, these boys are very active in recreation. From basketball to football to baseball and track. Our 9-year-old runs races just about every other weekend, and 2 weekends ago he finished first in his age category. He ran a 5K in less than 20 minutes. That's awesome.
That's fast.
And then Graham, he's the oldest. He loves baseball, and he loves football as well. I tell you all this because these are blessings.
Yep.
These are blessings that we see every day, and we acknowledge it. We're not ashamed. I am not ashamed of the gospel, and I'm not ashamed of stating that Jesus Christ is my Savior. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I also thought about this a lot throughout the day, and I first immediately thought of the immediate responses, which I wake up to my blessings every single day between the twins that are 3 years old, Madison and Ryan, and Ethan. they come running in. So that's automatically my blessing. And then Michael, my husband, trying to corral and get us all through each day. I'm so thankful for them. And I'm also really thankful for my Fleet Feet team. I do have to throw that out there because of our store. I couldn't do all of this without them there as well. And, you know, the more I thought about it, I really am so thankful this year for all the new people that I've met. I didn't know a lot of people, and building these relationships has meant so much to me. And then finally, the last thing that I could think of that I was mostly so thankful for this year is I lost my dad in September. And I just was so thankful for all the support everybody gave me in the whole community. And they all reached out. I knew I was going to cry. But everybody reached out and has been so supportive. And it's been a hard few months, but everybody has helped so much, and I just really appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, Mayor, first, I'm thankful for you going last, so I didn't have to go dead last. But it's still hard to not just copy what everybody else said, and it's certainly hard to follow those last two. And it's also hard to narrow down a couple of things that I'm blessed with and I'm grateful for, because, you know, I'm very blessed in my life overall. I'm blessed with an amazing family, good friends, good church, good coworkers here on council. A wonderful city to serve. You know, I feel blessed to be able to serve the city, an amazing staff that works hard every day to make it easy to sit up here and serve. You know, you look again what happened last week, and, you know, we should all be thankful for public safety that put their lives on the line every day to make sure that we're safe. They're out there drawing the fire so that we don't have to. You know, certainly appreciative of the citizen that stopped, but that's part of living in the city. Not to diminish what she did, because she did an amazing thing, but I know the character of this city, had she not stopped, somebody else would have, because that's the kind of city we live in. And we're all blessed to live in that city. So, you know, with that being said, you know, again, it's hard to narrow down two or three things, because I'm just surrounded by blessings, and I'm grateful for that. So I'll pass it to you.
Thank you, Ken. Kelly, anything you'd like to share? Being an attorney, you don't mind not talking?
Very simple as that. I would just reiterate what everyone has said, and I was thinking I appreciate being able to sit here every week, and it's a great place to be, a great place to grow up, a great place for your kids to grow up, and now for your grandchildren, and you know, and I appreciate what everybody in this room and the other council rooms all these years have done to make it what it is. And a lot of people, I think, just take it for granted, but every place is not like this.
Amen. Thank you. You know, I'm a T-chart person. I like to do pros and cons, minuses, positives and minuses. So when I look at blessings for me, the one, I guess, I'm kind of like Jen. The negative for me this year is I lost my mama. But on the positive side, personally, I gained a son-in-law that we love, so which is neat. But anyway, just like Kevin, everybody, very blessed personally in my life. Very blessed with my business. But, you know, when I thought about the city, or as far as being elected, my blessing is not that I was elected mayor. I mean, that's an honor and something that really means a lot to me. But for me, the blessing of the last 7 months was how wonderful the experience has been. Because, Jen, you know, you don't know what you're getting into. Okay, I mean, there are communities where council's divisive. You got communities that are split, and I come in and I see an administration, I see directors that were willing to be open to the change that we threw on them, and we did stir the pot, I can assure you. But to see a council citizens, this isn't just words, I'm telling you, this is a council right now that they're excited about serving you. They're engaged. You know, we really are all working together. We're in the rowboat rowing together toward something. And I think citizens are seeing that. They're seeing that tangible this year. And I'm just so excited about those blessings, but I'm just excited about what the future in 2022. I just think our future's so bright in this community. So I just want to tell everyone, please be safe this holiday season. And on behalf of council, as mayor, and all our staff, all our employees, have a very Merry Christmas, and thank you for all you do. God bless you. And we stand adjourned.